afternoon, members of the media, and to all our visitors here in Bermuda. It's great to have you here. We stand outside the World Heritage Center, where I'm absolutely delighted and excited to announce the One Bermuda Line candidates for constituencies 1 and 2 at the next general election. But before I do that, I want to take this opportunity while I'm in the old historic town to say how excited we are to see that after all our work, in collaboration with our colleagues who have worked hard in this area, MP Bascom and Minister Outerbridge, and the support of the Corporation of Hamilton, to see the progress, Corporation of St. George's, thank you. Corporation of St. George's, see the progress take place. We see the place bustling with visitors. We see a new hotel breaking ground just a short distance from here over the hill. And just over my left shoulder now, they're driving in the piles in for the new airport. From 2012, this government has supported the east end of the island with a grant that we started in 2013, and then $1.4 million to refurbishment of the waterfront here. The old town was struggling, and with the support of our colleagues and the continued discussions with our colleagues, MP Bascom and Minister Outerbridge, about the need to help St. George's out, we find ourselves today in a much better position. And so we're proud as a One Bermuda Alliance team to join MP Bascom and Minister Outerbridge as they rolled out here today. We're proud of our record. We have a lot of work to do, but we've accomplished a lot of things. And so it gives me great pleasure now to introduce Minister Nandy Outerbridge, who will be the election candidate for constituency number 2. Nandy needs no introduction. One of the youngest members of the House when she was elected unexpectedly in 2012. One of the youngest ministers ever. We've seen Nandy evolve and grow into a very capable, mature, and very hard-working cabinet minister. I'm asking the people of St. George's to re-elect Nandy. It's all about the future. The One Bermuda Alliance has a strong team. We have an experienced team. We have a diverse team. We have fresh new faces, and we have the ability to get the job done. Minister Outerbridge falls into that category. Nandy.
Good afternoon, Bermuda, and the people of St. George's West. Wow, here we are again, against all odds. In 2012, when I put my hat in the political ring, it was because I was genuinely concerned at the direction the country was going. There I was, 25 years old, having my family members, friends, and former classmates gunned down every 10 days. I was a part of the generation that was told to go away to school, get your education. We tried to do everything right, but came back to Bermuda and struggled to find a job. In 2012, I was a young mother of a toddler, a 2-year-old, thinking, I need to do something now to make my son's future better. I wanted to see change. Let's fast forward into 2017. I was one of the youngest members of Parliament elected, and then appointed to the Junior Minister of Community Culture and Sport, and then appointed as one of the youngest government whips by the One Bermuda Alliance government. Today, I stand before you as one of the youngest government ministers of social development and sport. And I believe this role hasn't changed who I am. In fact, it has actually revealed who I am. This road has not been easy, but I have never ever stopped working, and I plan on continuing to work for you, parents, and women like me, and for our country, our Bermuda. Not just Black Bermuda, white Bermuda, Portuguese Bermuda, but all Bermudians. During this journey, I have been learning to balance it all as a mother, a wife, a woman in government, and a leader in our country. Today I stand before you because I believe in Bermuda and St. George's, and I will continue to commit my time and more of it to the continued progress that we have already begun to see. When you look in the town of St. George's and you see the progress that has been made securing the cruise ships, the infrastructure upgrades, and the groundbreaking of the hotel, these are direct results of my advocacy in the Parliament room, feverishly advocating for you with my colleagues. I've also continued to host my Good Friday kite giveaways and my Halloween events, which have become mainstays. I have never wavered my commitment to you here in St. George's. The OBA have made promises to revitalize St. George's, and we have done just that. And what I will say, any time, day, or night that a constituent reaches out to me, I make sure to meet with them at the earliest convenience to address their concerns. I didn't get involved in politics for short term. I have committed to helping change lives. I have a son to raise in this country, and in the 4 years that the One Bermuda Alliance has been in power, I have finally started to see and feel comfortable about my son's future in this country, and about how young people can make a difference and how positive the future looks. It is full of hope, not hate, progress, not despair, and we will continue to go forward and not back. We have gotten the economy right, created opportunity for Bermudians, and continue to do so. The team the Premier has put in place shows he has confidence in seriously amping things up to address the social issues facing this country every day, that otherwise could not be done without first stabilizing this economy. Since being appointed to my ministry, I have taken and made huge strides in addressing some everyday challenges Bermudians face. I have met and continue to meet with our young adults between the ages of 18 to 25 in particular, and I advocate to ensure opportunity and access for them. I have attended sports club meetings and sat on panels to find ways to address the antisocial behavior that happens in our clubs. I have worked with them to figure out how to give them breaks in areas to allow for them to focus on more youth programs. I have asked that social promotion be taken out of the education system. I've advocated for life skills programs to be implemented in our education system, supported the Salvation Army, continued the consultation on age discrimination, looked at sports in schools and what role our national sports play. These are some of the things that I work on and continue to work on every day, along with continuing to advocate for a safer yet busier Old Town. And I ask the people of St. George's West to look at the record, look at the progress, the momentum that exists today, and allow me and the One Bermuda Alliance to continue to work on your behalf and the people of Bermuda. Thank you.
Thank you, Minister Outerbridge. And now, a gentleman who needs no introduction in the East End of the island, and certainly throughout the island. A man they often dub as Mr. St. George's. Perhaps he should go play for Cup Match again. They might do better next time around. But MP Bascom, the Junior Minister for Tourism, works as hard as anybody in the House of Assembly. If he can't get it done in the House, he'll do it himself outside of the House. A man who's in his constituency day and night. A man whose work and love for the people just exudes from everything he's done. It is a pleasure to be able to introduce Junior Minister Kenny Bascom to the podium as a candidate for the One Bermuda Alliance in constituency number 1.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. As I stand here before you today, I am reminded of my first speech on the 21st of April 2010 after being elected to the mayorship of the town of St. George. I was overcome with emotion. Most of you will remember that. But I've had the privilege to serve the community of St. George since 1994, when I was first elected as a councilman on the Corporation of St. George. 1997, I was re-elected as an alderman. 2000, I was re-elected as an alderman. 2003, I was re-elected as an alderman. 2007, I was re-elected as an alderman. And then 2009, I was asked by the community of St. George to put myself up for the mayorship. And I was elected as the mayor of the town of St. George. 2010, May the 10th, I was re-elected as the mayor of the town of St. George. And then on the 17th of December 2012, I was elected to be the parliamentary representative for the town of St. George, or for Bermuda, in the parish of St. George. I've been told I'm not talking loud enough. I can't believe that. But anyhow, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to say right here, right now, with the support of the One Bermuda Alliance, we have been able to put St. George's back on the map. I would like for you all to be aware that in my own personal opinion, there was a concerted effort to undermine the economic structure of the town of St. George. First, with the removal of the heritage tax or the wharfage tax from St. George, with the closing of the golf course, which was detrimental to all of the other businesses in the area. To my right, where you see the construction taking place, that road was blown out on September the 5th, 2003, and allowed to just a road. The One Bermuda Alliance has come along and has given the corporation funding to be able to put that road back in place. We have 2 ferries that are now coming to St. George every 2 hours with approximately 900 passengers. So when you have economic stability, social stability will follow. So I'm going to say to you and to all of the people of St. George, I believe that the One Bermuda Alliance has lived up to the policies and the promises that we made, and with the support of my colleague, Ms. Nandy Outerbridge and Ms. Susan Olsaza, we as a team will continue to work for the betterment of the community of St. George. And I would like for you to ask me, how do I believe that there was a concerted effort put in place to undermine the community of St. George? You will be aware that I've worked for the community of St. George for over 50 years now. First with my wife at Tobacco Bay as the concessionaires. That was done not only for St. George's, but for Bermuda as a whole. And you'll be aware that I'm still recognized as the young man who put Tobacco Bay on the map, and my now deceased wife is up there looking down on me as I call her name, and I'm going to ask you to ask me any question about the undermining of the economic structure of the town of St. George. Thank you.
Thank you, Kenny. Members of the media, as this press conference comes to a close, I think you will see once again, just as you have seen with our 2 previous rollouts, that we have a team of experience, a team of diversity, a team of fresh new faces, and a team that is proven that it can get the job done. We have more work to do, but it's clear as you look around you in this old town today, it's bustling with business, tourists that come here, and now it's time for us to continue this good work as we move St. George's and Bermuda forward together. Thank you, members of the media. Our colleagues will be available to answer questions at the end of this press conference. Have a blessed day. Thank you.